me the questions,
Okay.
right?
So first, Betty, if you're comfortable, would you like to say a bit about yourself first?
I have great curiosity. I'm interested in almost everything, except sports and politics. But I'm interested in history and what was and what is now. And this story about this woman who was the sister of the Russian Tsar.
Yes, Grand Duchess
Who,
Olga.
with all his family, died when...
I have a book about them right there with their face on it.
There you go. That's...
There's
God, there she is.
There's even photos of them.
Oh, that's marvelous.
There's even like full color photos in here of her family.
I don't know what happened to his other siblings.
His brother was murdered a month before they were, unfortunately.
He was. But these are
they were buried only recently, the whole family.
Yes.
Because they were lost for so long.
Was married to some other Russian person and moved out of Russia into, I think it might have even been Holland, and married again.
Yeah.
And I think one of those marriages produced 2 little boys.
Yes.
Eventually, she's in Canada, escaped, no money really.
What was the public reaction around her coming? Because I imagine, a member of royalty coming to, for lack of better wording, a small town compared to what she grew up with.
Well, the reaction here from the people I knew, because I was 25 when I came to this house, so these women I would meet would be around my age, and they're the ones who actually knew her, went to visit her in a house maybe built by ship. This house was, and it was like this, small, and as I say, she had no money, but she had these 2 little boys. And I think people were proud to know someone who came from royal stock. I don't know if they bragged about it, but they liked it. They had nothing against her at all. What other people in Europe thought was probably she's escaped, because nobody else did. She was absolutely alone, with no money, no support of any kind.
No family.
So there was a woman in the West End of Toronto, maybe Queen Street, who was a hairdresser. And the hairdresser took her and installed her in an apartment up over the shop.
That's where she passed away, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know whether the boys ever came back or cared about her. So she lived, but it was a pretty tough life, wasn't it? I think that to know that you have royalty out in the suburbs, hey, wow, we didn't even have a bus service. Yes. That's terribly sad.
Did you know if she ever talked about her life?
I doubt that she did, very much so, because I would think she didn't, because you can't talk about this. It's horror, complete and utter horror. So I think she was glad to see these young women. I don't know why they never asked me to go, but I'm sure I would have done. But so I came in 1958. So let's say by maybe 1960, she had already gone into the West End of Toronto. And then she was gone.
I saw where she was born, like the Alexander Palace in Russia. Like, it's this huge, spectacular area. And to go from all that to what's essentially a hovel, for lack of better wording, like that's...
But she was alive.
She was alive, yeah.
She was alive, and she had 2 sons. She had a family.
Even if they did.
She got what her brother never did.
Exactly.
She's buried in North York.
Is she?
And it sucks that, she's not with her family, so to speak, like her brother and her mother. And I remember reading that her mother, Maria Fyodorovna, she, for a long time, was in denial. And, no mother wants to imagine her child goes out like that. And
that's why I don't think she talked about it.
Because she passed away before the bodies were found. She passed away about 25 years before the bodies were found. So imagine not knowing for that long either about what would have happened.
I think she knew.
Well, there was all this business about Anastasia.
Mm-hmm. And Anna Anderson.
Which was a...
She was a Polish woman, Anna Anderson.
Yeah, it was just a dream. But this, as far as I know, you see, they had, well, you know all this, Rasputin. And the thing about Rasputin is he influenced her because she desperately wanted this boy with the blood disease to get better.
Yeah.
So she was willing to try anything, and you can imagine you would.
Because you're desperate to have your kid
And he
be
did not
healthy.
want to be Tsar. And his cousins were the he looked so much like
King George,
didn't he? Yeah. And I don't know why they didn't rescue the gal who came out here.
Oh. Oh, the gal who came out here. Because
they
she
were-
would have been the cousin of Queen Elizabeth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, distant cousin.
You would have thought because the British took in the French refugees from Napoleon and Reign of Terror, the French Revolution, when they cut everybody's head off. They took a lot of people. Britain did. Now, what I found interesting was a lot of these white Russians, they called them, who got out and most of them went to Paris. And there are a lot of stories about the white Russians in Paris. This was a movie, Did you see?
There was a few movies. I saw the animated one first from Don Bluth. And I remember as a kid, I'm like, oh, maybe there's a chance she got out. And then it unfortunately came out she passed away with the rest of her family in that cold, dingy basement. But I think there was always a hope at some point that at least one of them, because you want to believe someone gets out of something like that. You don't want to believe everyone would perish in a way like that. But unfortunately, no one got out that night. I saw also photos afterwards of the basement with all the bullet holes, and it's bad. There's a bad vibe going on.
And you see, the terrible thing is, it could happen tomorrow. Yeah.
And there was a lot of money that was outside of Russia at that point in time. And a lot of people who were believing that Anastasia was still alive were doing it for nefarious reasons because they wanted access to
all the money.
And
then imagine Grand Duchess Olga, and then all these people claim to be your long-lost niece, and then it's a scam. You'd be heartbroken.
Oh, heartbreak, God.
Beyond heartbroken. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more of my content, then please subscribe to Sweet Hister Tea, a channel full of random facts, lots of sparkles, and tons more videos to come in the future. Thank you so much again for watching, and until next time, bye-bye!